Hey Internet, Eric here. Finally getting to the first video for Stephen King September. If you're new to the channel, every month here I have a specific theme of the type of films I'm going to discuss, unless I have a live stream planned. Stephen King September is nothing but Stephen King films. And even though starting late, just been busy and kind of uninspired, um, starting off with a really good one. Today I'm discussing Stand By Me. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. This came out in 1986, and it was based on the story The Body from the book Different Seasons. Basic plot of this is we were following four friends, Gordie LaChance, we were following Chris Chambers, Teddy Duchamp, and Vern, and they are just best friends of the neighborhood, and they find out, well, Vern finds out that there is the dead body. He knows where the dead body of the missing kid of the town is, and they think that they'll get their names in the paper and be heroes if they trek from point A to point B, like all along the railroad tracks, through the forest and the trees and all that fun stuff to find the dead body, and be national heroes. While that's happening, a group of thugs, led by Ace Merrill, played by Kiefer Sutherland, decides to get the body and take their own type of credit. Um, Love this film. This is probably, honestly, the best adaptation of a Stephen King story or book, what have you, that's ever been made, in my opinion. This would be a perfect film. First off, we have this is Gordie LaChance. He is played by Will Wheaton. The movie starts out, and we are being told the story through narration by an adult Gordie, who is a writer, played by Richard Dreyfuss. But Gordie is the sensitive one, the one who is overlooked at home because his older brother Denny is this big football star and everything. And eventually, Denny is killed in a car accident. And the parents are just still in mourning, so now he went from invisible to super invisible when it comes to his family. But Will Wheaton is excellent, being the sensitive one, um, just being the one who is kind of being held down by who he is hanging out with because his parents can't stand the friends. Their notoriety around town is pretty bad, but Will Wheaton does a really great job. River Phoenix as the leader of the group is Chris Chambers. He's the tough kid. He is the one that they all respect, but he's also the one that he is a criminal. He likes to steal and do this, smoke, play poker and stuff like that. Comes from a really bad family. He wants to get out. He is tired of people assuming that he is just a punk kid because of where he comes from. And River, he was so talented. He's really good at mixing that toughness with the sadness. There's a great scene where they talk about the milk money being stolen from school, and Chris did steal it. You know what I mean? Chris did steal it, but he went to go put it back, and because he felt bad. Finally, he felt bad of something he was doing, and it still turned up missing. But one of the teachers had a pretty dress that next Monday, so he was still suspended from school because no one's gonna believe that the Chambers kid brought the money back, type of thing. River is great. Corey Feldman. Everyone who knows me knows my history with the cult of Feldman. But I've always said this: as a kid, Corey Feldman was one of the best child actors of any generation. And again, he's great in this as Teddy Duchamp, the one who, even though his father nearly killed him, he's the crazy guy up in Togus, the nut house. He just his dad is the most important thing in the world to him, and he is this great broken child. He again, he has to be tough. He wants to be in the military, and eventually he can't get into the military because of his ear and his eyesight. He's the jokester of the group. He's always picking on poor Vern and stuff like that. But there are great, again, emotion scenes. Where they're always having fun, and then they got to sneak through the junkyard. And Milo, the owner of the junkyard, he goes off on Teddy by making fun of Teddy's dad. And Teddy, like that switch, Corey Feldman's great, which from happy-go-lucky Corey making fun of Milo, calling him a fat ass and stuff like this, to what did you say about my father? And then threatens to kill him and this and that. And as they're walking away, and all his friends are trying to toughen him up and make Teddy feel better. He's like, that fat ass don't know anything about your dad. Your dad stormed the beach at Normandy, you know? And Corey just starts bawling and crying and breaking down. Corey as Teddy, and this is probably one of his best performances. A lot of people always go to, let's go to the Lost Boys, you know what I mean? Or they like the goofy stuff like Dream a Little Dream and stuff like this. I personally think, as a child actor, Stand By Me is Corey Feldman's best performance. And then we got old Jerry O'Connell, Doughboy Jerry O'Connell, as Vern Tessio, the dumb one of the group, I guess you would say. He's not like stupid or mentally handicapped. He's just not bright. You know what I mean? But he's just such a sweetheart. You know what I mean? He's one of those friends that's you just want to hug, and just he's just there along for the ride. He wants to be as cool as the other groups of the other members of his group, and he just can't quite get there. You know what I mean? But he's so lovable and sweet. And I love a lot of the scenes that with Vern and Teddy together, like just certain things that you and I, or me and my friends would talk about, like who would win in a fight, Mighty Mouse or Superman, and stuff like that. Um, Jerry is so good. I love how Jerry used to tell the story because as he got older, he lost a lot of the weight, and they watched Stand By Me in one of his college classes, and people didn't know that the fat kid from Stand By Me, is in the class with them. So the four of these the four of these characters are played so good by these child actors. Other characters, Ace Merrill, played by Kiefer Sutherland, fucking psychopath. That's the best type of character Kiefer can play, is a crazy person. He is very dangerous. He's got those evil eyes. The scene where him and his buddies are in the car playing chicken, and he gets the oncoming truck to move, and not him. So much menace behind him, but there's a little bit of cool. You know what I mean? But he will cut a throat and not think twice. Like he pulls a knife on the kids. Like in the very end of the movie, they have that confrontation. They both find the body of the dead Ray Brower, and you know for a fact that Kiefer would have cut Chris's throat to take the body. So Kiefer is really good at being menacing. I mean, other characters, you got Milo, the fat guy who owns a junkyard. He's an asshole. Marshall Bell plays Gordie's dad, and he's just a mean motherfucker. You know what I mean? He's always got that mean look on his face, and he just doesn't really give a shit about Gordie because his son, his golden child died. He wanted Denny to be the star football player, and that's one of the best scenes. Denny was played by John Cusack. There's a great scene where all Marshall Bell wants to talk about is how great Denny did at the football game and this and that. And John Cusack has such a great rapport with Will Wheaton, and he's trying to get his dad to acknowledge what Gordie does. Gordie wrote a story. It's really good, Dad. He's like, I don't give a shit, blah, blah, blah. That type of thing. There's a great scene where Gordie's remembering how Denny gave him his lucky baseball cap and stuff like that. Like, very sweet scenes. John Cusack's literally in the movie for like maybe 3-4 minutes, but he does a great job and proves how Marshall Bell definitely favored him over young Gordie. Other than that, there's like characters here and there. But great performances all around. The music, I think this takes place in the 50s or 60s. It's just doo-wop stuff, like Lollipop and stuff like that. I love this because it's a nostalgic feeling for me, because it's the music my dad grew up listening to. And when we're driving in the car, he's always have the oldie station on, and so that's the music that I grew up with. So I loved that. Rob Reiner directed this. This is a beautiful looking movie. When it comes to just the scenery, when they're going from here to there, whether they're just in downtown and they're shooting the gun behind the diner and stuff like that, practicing, and it's a great scene. I guess those are real reactions when they shoot the gun. The actors are really scared, or just these great shots of the four of them just walking from left to right on the train track, and there's all the weeds and stuff behind them when they're in the forest and stuff like that. It looks good. I love the scene. It's a great scene where Gordie he woke up ahead of everybody else. I don't know if he's washing his hands in a brook or something like that, and he sees a deer. Just a really sweet scene. And he says, I've never told anybody that story until now. Richard Dreyfuss, he's got a great narrating voice. He's the narrator. He's got a perfect voice. He's, like I said, like Burgess Meredith or Morgan Freeman, Sam Elliott. He's got that voice that just brings you in and adds to the emotion. I love it. He is he's a really good narrator. Memorable scenes. We all know the scene where they have to go over a river, or something like that, and the only way to do it is to cross the train tracks, and the only way if a train's coming is jumping. You know, it's Teddy. It's 50 feet. We'll die, type of thing. So the two, Teddy and Chris, go ahead first. Vern and Gordie come up with at the rear, and they have to book it. You know what I mean? And even though you can see a little bit of green screen, I think the intensity is still good because of the way when Chris and Teddy are saying, "Come on, man, let's go, let's go," and the other two kids are just shitting their pants, scared. You buy it. You buy the emotion from these two kids, and it's done well. The scene, where they're covered in leeches and Gordie's got a leech where he shouldn't have to pull a leech off of, type of thing. You buy that, the fear in his eyes, the kids are scared for him. Lots of great scenes. I love just scenes where they're sitting around the campfire and, what the hell is Goofy? Is he a dog? If Pluto's a dog? No, he walks around and wears pants, can't be, type of thing. Drives a car. And then they get to the story of Lardass, because Gordie is a writer, and the kids always love when they tell stories. And he tells a story of this kid named Lardass Hogan. That's what they call him. And it's a revenge story about how he gets everybody at the pie eating contest to throw up on each other. Like, the only downside, if I can think of, in this movie, and it's just because it's 1986, is whenever somebody throws up, it's always, the side view, their mouth is open, and you can tell it's a hose spraying stuff out. Looks fake and bad, but you know what? And it's a disgusting fucking scene, but yeah, that's how kids are. Kids are fucking disgusting at 13 years old. And it's a great story, great revenge story about how the kid picked on. Although, I don't like how the kid is my size. You know what I mean? And Gordie says he's like 180 pounds and I'm 300. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ. But anyways, that was like, that's a kid's imagination. And kind of like how, the story ends, all the kids are pissed off at the ending. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, Stephen King. You suck at your endings a lot of times. So good. Anything else? I don't know. Just, this was somewhat inspired, I guess. Stephen King said when he was really, really young, he saw one of his friends get hit by a train. And when he was really little, I think he was like 3 or 4 or something like that, and he came home and didn't speak for days. And that's where you kind of get the basis of this. Ending. It's a happier ending than the fucking story, I'll say that. It's not a spoiler. The movie starts off, you find out Chris has, like, they're all adults and Chris has died. He died in a confrontation at a diner. And that ending is still the same, but the fates of Vern and Teddy have changed, I think, for the better in this than in the book. I won't spoil either one of those, but it's a great tale about growing up. It's a great tale about friendship. It's a great tale about sometimes not being accepted by your family or being not accepted by society because who your family is. Strong performances by every single person in this. Like, even the Casey Shemesko as Eyeball Chambers, he's such a great, little toady. Maybe it's someone else that's in the group. Anyways, even Ace Merrill's Kiefer Sutherland's toadies, they do a great job. One of them, the blonde, is Vern's older brother. Like, I love the scene how Vern finds out. He's looking for his pennies. And I won't explain that. I'll let you guys, if you haven't seen it, enjoy that scene where Vern's trying to look for his pennies and why he's trying to look for his pennies. But it's a great, again, like I said, a great story about friendship. Great story about growing up. Great story about feeling outcast, not being accepted. Kiefer Sutherland is a great villain. Ace Merrill is one of the scariest human monsters in the Stephen King verse. He does come back character-wise in Needful Things. So he's in the book. I don't know if he's in the movie or not. maybe I'll discuss that one this month. But Kiefer is great as the villain. We have so many memorable scenes. The train scene, great music, the pie eating contest, the confrontation, the final confrontation between Ace's gang and the gang of four boys here. So good. I love this movie so much. I couldn't tell you how many times I've seen it, and I never, ever get tired of it. Highly recommend it. And it is Rob Reiner's one of Rob Reiner's favorites. This because of this, he created Castle Rock Productions or whatever it's called. But I know it's Castle Rock Pictures, maybe. Um, yeah, check out Stand By Me. If you don't like horror, but you want to get into the Stephen King universe, this is a great way to go. So that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment below. Click the bell. Tell me, what do you think of this film? Have you never seen it? Do you don't care? Am I selling a little short, even with all my praise? I'd like to hear your thoughts. I'm going to try to pump out more now of the Stephen King September. I have Misery planned. Lawnmower Man 1 and 2. I'm currently watching The Mangler, so I got some ideas there. This Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time. So it's Wednesday, as of this recording, September 10th, 7 p.m. Eastern. Me and Melissa Hill are bringing back Watch What Now, a live stream, which we're going to try to do weekly now, where we discuss good, bad, and all the movies in between. And we sat through the monstrosity known as The Room. It was not fun, but you know what? I think the live stream will be. So check that out. Mickey Knuckles interview, September 14th. It's going to be a late one, 9 p.m. That's going to be a lot of fun. The rest of the month, more Stephen King. So, cheers.